The 100th pitch, looking for his 11th strikeout. There it is!
So last night was not good in really any way you could put it, but we're still going to get through this game. So, yeah, roll whatever happened in it. Again, that was pretty bad too.
The 49ers 5 Super Bowl championship. And the Rams have won the Super Bowl.
20 after the penalty. Jones hangs in there, throws. That's caught by Kendrick Bourne. He's inside the foot. Bourne down the sideline. Short drop over the middle, wide open. Touchdown. What an opening drive. The tight end Tongas
Playing good football.
in a 16-minute beatdown. And the pass is caught by McCaffrey for the touchdown. One from the 41. Try on the ground again and get it this time as Kyron
like that.
over 300 last year, third in the league. There's a drop. Ball is loose. And all of a sudden, as we're talking
Behind
about it, 7 plays on this drive, all passes, 8 for 8, open and dancing and prancing into the end zone. Pinheiro to put it up, and the kick is good. Ethan Evans to put it down. The kick is up and no good. Wide to the right. We'll try to make it a 20-7 game, which Pinheiro
The
does.
football there.
2nd and 10. Deep downfield, reaching up for it and hauling it in his 2-2. Back at their own 31-yard line. Quick pass into a lot of traffic, and it is
Got another chance.
Siegler looking Kansas State. Meanwhile, here's the pass. Caught. Touchdown, Kyron Williams.
And then put that ball right on the money.
17 years. I mean, his spirals are artistry.
They are.
Extra point, though, is number 9 with field goals to this point. Snap good. Ball good. The kick is good. Williams. Did he get in? They signal that he with the ball coming out. Stafford fires, caught inside the 29-yard line. Williams, now they got to race up there and see to send us to overtime. And he's made 3 of 3 tonight, and this one is off the upright and through. 2nd and 1, again the drop, spins away, going deep downfield, and it's Apple makes the catch. On the ground, does he make it? It doesn't look like he didn't have the ball is out. When did it come out? The 49ers think they have stopped him short.
And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the NFL. Please like and subscribe if you guys enjoy the Week 5 Thursday Night Football recap. Again, I certainly did not enjoy this game. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't get to watch a ton of this game live, on top of the fact that, again, I've been super busy. So, again, this is already coming out later than it is. So I haven't watched more than maybe like 5 or 6 minutes worth of actual film breakdown. So, again, bear with me on that. Other than that, though, this was definitely a very disappointing performance by the Rams, as they ended up losing to the Niners 26-23, snapping a 3-game winning streak over the Niners in overtime. But, guys, at the end of the day, I didn't think going into this game it was going to be something where, again, obviously my prediction was pretty, misguided. But the Niners, guys, again, in the grand scheme of things, are a team the Rams are going to always have to play hard against, because if they don't, this is what is going to end up happening. There's no doubt in my mind that in this game they were the more talented team. That's why it was even this close. But that really doesn't matter when you get outplayed in basically every facet of the game for 3 out of the quarters, and you blow literally every single opportunity that you're supposed to have. And the issues that the first game you lost this season, where you actually outplayed the team you were playing against, being the Eagles, those same issues reverted back in this game, and it's simply inexcusable as a head coach. I am blaming 100% of this, well, not 100, more like 90% of this on head coach Sean McVay, who did not call a good game in the first place, especially in the first half, but more importantly in that second, in the last play of that game, that was an absolute pathetic play call. He should be ashamed by that play call. And again, I understand he's one of the best coaches that the NFL has ever seen, one of the best minds the NFL has ever seen. But at some point, as a head coach, you have to realize that your biggest flaws need to change. If again, it's things like this. you can't have these mistakes again keep coming back. It just, you're not a good head coach when this is happening, and when that's the issue, as well as the play call you made at the end of that game, it's just absolutely unacceptable. And again, until that changes, again, I just can't trust this team right now. But realistically, I'm not actually as frustrated as some other people are. I'm actually more content with this loss than I would have been with the Eagles game, to be honest with you guys, because, I mean, they did deserve to lose this game at the end of the day. For the Niners, though, hats off to them. They came in here and played their best game of this season. I haven't seen the Niners play anything close to this so far. The fact they were this banged up and still were able to put up this level of football is pretty amazing, despite, again, really not being the better team, as you all know. But does that really matter, guys? They came in here, busted their butts, and they got this W. They're now 3-0 in the division. The Rams are going to have to do a lot the rest of the season to even get close to the Niners here in the division. But, yeah, hats off to them. They have the Bucs on the road next week in what should be a national game. Again, 10 days away. Should be a really fun game to watch. Rams at the game of the Ravens. Who even knows what that game is going to look like. But if you're a Niners fan, you should be absolutely stoked about this win. You, again, came with this one. Big time 8.5-point underdogs and got your biggest upset since 2011. Hats off to you guys. Anyway, though, for the numbers, Mac Jones was absolutely crazy. Again, you saw the title of this video. Again, is he back? Again, obviously he's their backup, so that's not going to happen. But Mac Jones, guys, he hasn't really been that bad. I mean, his first 2 starts, he won both of those games. He was pretty consistent. Again, not against the greatest defenses. Then against the Rams defense that has done a lot of good things so far this year. He just threw all over them. He made a lot of the right reads. He made a lot of nice throws towards the sideline with anticipation. And those sort of plays are going to keep you in football games. And especially in this one, he made a lot of the big-time throws, even though, again, he didn't get touched some of the times. But no diddy. Anyway, though, Mac Jones had a phenomenal game. Hats off to him. He did a great job. Running game, they didn't run the ball well at all. I'm not going to really talk about much there. Again, the Niners offensive line was not really getting much displacement at all in this game, which I think is a misconception. This one, like, oh, the Rams D-line didn't show up. They were playing fine. They're that much better outside of, obviously, Jared Verse against Trent Williams most of the way. Again, as more of the bad being Byron Young. But, again, that's the reps I really looked at on tape. So, again, that's what I'm trying to highlight there. But they did not get the running game going whatsoever. The Rams did a really good job against that, as I expected them to. The Rams are a much better defensive line than whatever the heck the Niners have going on, again, aside from Trent Williams. So that's what I saw there. For the receiving game, Kendrick Bourne had his best game in years, 10 catches, 142 yards. Again, when he was with Mac Jones back in 2023, before Mac Jones got benched and he tore his ACL in Week 8, they really had something going there. I don't think he was going to go to 1,000 yards, but he was definitely going to put up his most productive season in his career. He's a solid receiver. He's going to be able to win at the top of the route, as we saw in this game consistently. Also, he's just very good against zone. And again, him and Mac Jones have a very good connection. And that's part of the reason they were able to move the ball so well there. CMC, again, obviously great out of the backfield, 8 for 82 at the touchdown. Jake Tanya's, I guess, is a good tight end, had the opening score. Demarcus Robinson made a nice play downfield. But other than that, guys, it was just basically the Kendrick Bourne show in this offense. And again, obviously CMC getting a lot of touches as well. But hats off to the Niners offense. They really put together a good game plan despite their offensive line maybe not really being pretty overmatched overall, and also them being down their top 3 receivers. Other than that, though, for this defense, they just simply beat the Rams up in the first and second quarter. I really don't think they did that great in the second half. I mean, yes, they weren't that bad against the run at all, but they were just sound, again, up front in terms of gap control and run fits. But the fact, again, that they weren't really doing much in coverage in that second half is just, again, speaks to the fact that, again, they're just not very good in the secondary. But Jammer Lenore, Renardo Green really roughed up things up there. Was it even Renardo Green? Am I tripping on that? But it really doesn't matter because they were good. Their pass rush was basically non-existent. Bryce Huff had a nice sack, but this is a defense that, again, played a lot of zone in this game. Very, again, bend, don't break, and it sort of worked. Again, they just made big plays when they needed to, and they came out and, punched the Rams in the mouth for the first quarter plus. And, again, that's why they won. It's, again, part of the reason they won this game. Hats off to them for their intensity. Again, I'm going to keep saying that. And they just made the big plays there, even though they really weren't that awesome. For the kicking game, obviously, Edin Pinheiro hitting a 59-yard bomb, which Jake Moody missed last year. The reason the Rams didn't start 0-3 last year as well was a huge kick as well. For the Rams, again, I talked about all the sort of rants of it. I wasn't trying to get too crazy there, or irrational would probably be a better word. But on top of that, the Rams, I'm not really too concerned. Again, you got to beat the Ravens next week in Baltimore before you go to London. But again, this was definitely I wouldn't call it a trap game, but again, I was definitely see a game where I'm on. Even me coming to this one, I'm like, I don't really care. Again, I wasn't too enthused about this game. Last week, I was really obviously because the Rams were coming off a loss, but I was really ready for that game. This one, I wasn't really it just hit me late, and the Rams didn't show up until the second half. So that's what I have there. But for Matthew Stafford, he obviously threw for a career-high yards of the Rams at 389, 3 touchdowns. He was dealing. He made a lot of huge throws. I still don't think he had his best game, but he did what he needed to win this game. Running game was they just didn't run the ball. But honestly, the way they were moving the ball in the second half, I don't really think that was that much of an issue, and the fact they got down as well. But yes, in the first half, I would have liked to see them really run a little bit more tempo and maybe try to establish that a little more. Blake Corum, yeah, he had a 13-yard rush, but he was not going to get many touches in this game. He just didn't really have it in this one, which is kind of disappointing. But again, they're needing to play better. But that's how this game went. Kyron, I don't think ran the ball bad at all. It was just, again, he never really broke anything too large. Devontae had a nice game. Again, Puka 10 for 85 was touchdown, kind of a check down merchant. Tutu Atwell is their deep threat. He opens up this offense. He needs to be used in every single down. Again, that's obviously, reasonable there. Kyron Williams is really good out of the backfield. Had 2 touchdowns. He had a huge 4th and 3 conversion. Yes, he got schemed open on those 2 touchdowns. But other than that, he is really freaking good. Jordan Whittington is a guy, again, also need to get on the field as much as possible. Davis Allen's a good tight end. Terrence Ferguson's a better one. And obviously Colby Parkinson is a donut. So yeah, that's what we got there. Offensive line didn't play awesome, but they didn't play bad either. I just don't think they're really put in a position where they could completely take over this game like they did last week at times. Nate Landman was a little bit shaky in coverage, which was part of the reason I don't think they were as is coherent the right word in the back end. Quinton Lake struggled again boundary zone, which he played a lot in this one. It was very bizarre. Cam Curl had a big step back from last week. Byron Newton got some pressure, but again struggled against Trent Williams. And overall, this Rams pass rush wasn't really that great in this game. I think they might have had like 8 pressures, which isn't like the end of the world, but it's just something you're not going to really want to do things. The cornerbacks were basically garbage in this game. They did absolutely nothing. They had a couple downs where they were decent in coverage, but other than that, guys, they were just complete donuts, and you just simply can't afford to have that. Other than that, though, Omar Spates was good against the run, but Sullivan wasn't good in coverage. There were a lot of lapses there in zone, and those are big issues. Emmanuel Forbes, I think, got benched. It just really wasn't a good scene for this defense that had absolutely no intensity for most of this game. Joshua Carty, I won't say a bad miskick, but that was a huge miskick there. They would have won the game if he hit it. On top of that, again, the missed extra point, that's got to get resolved. That again, if I see another blocked extra point, unless there's like some actual like reason for it, I'm again, you have a reason to question the coaching staff in a major way. Obviously not like firing or anything like that, because they never call coaches jobs or anything like that, but there's some legitimate questions to be asked. But anyway, for the second straight week, the Rams put up 450 yards in this game, and again, they moved the ball, I wouldn't say but they moved the ball really well, 7.1 yards per play, but it doesn't matter, because the Niners dominated time possession. You lost 2 fumbles, one of them was at the 1-yard line, which again, Kyron Williams, there's no excuse for that. You literally, again, got to stop. If you don't stop fumbling, we're going to continue to lose games. This cannot happen. But again, it was an offensive, first game. The Rams, again, this is a bad loss, but I'm not as mad as I was against the Eagles, because you did get outplayed in this one. You did not deserve to win this game. But again, you're the more talented team, so again, you usually in those instances, unless the other team is like just again having themselves a day, are going to be still in the game. So again, these are the games you're going to want to pull out, which they're going to no Diddy, but you're going to need to pull out as well. But still, the Niners, hats off to them for this win. I'm not too frustrated. I'm more frustrated with the Red Sox. But that's all I got for you guys here. Get ready for the Week 5 Sunday predictions, which will be coming out sometime soon.
Fake handoff to Callaway. Fife throwing deep all the way down the field. It is caught.